Welcome back to Sassy Stuff, week 13. My name is Blythe,
And I'm Emma.
and we are going to be previewing the Gators and the Ole Miss Rebels. Let's get to it. Gators, Ole Miss. This is definitely an intriguing game on both sides for very different reasons. Florida was obviously teetering on the edge of firing Coach Napier earlier in the season. But they've overcame a very brutal schedule to be one win away from bowl eligibility. Meanwhile, Ole Miss lost early in the season, but turned things around to now put themselves in playoff picture.
The cool thing about the Gators is nobody really expected them to win against LSU, and they were able to pull it out. They did have the home field advantage there, and we got DJ Lagway back, and he was exceptional. So, being senior day, this is going to be extra motivation for Billy Napier. Like you said, they're one win away from bowl eligibility, so they really want to get that done. Lane Kiffin, on the other hand, he's still in playoff contention with the Ole Miss Rebels. Jackson Dart has been absolutely incredible. He has 3,409 passing yards, second in the nation. Also, Tre Harris is returning. He's the star wide receiver. He's set to play against Florida after missing 3 games and part of the LSU matchup. Despite his absence, Harris still leads the SEC in receiving yards with 987 and ranks fifth nationally. His return as a key weapon to this Ole Miss offense. Do they actually need him? Probably not. They can make a lot of stuff. They can get a lot of stuff done without him. But having him back is going to be absolutely amazing for this offense. And I was talking to Molly about this earlier this week, and I was like, I just don't think anyone's going to beat Ole Miss at this moment in time. I think they're just so scary to play. They are
Yeah.
absolutely dynamic, especially with their offense. You have to outscore them. And when they're on, and it's scary. So I'm really excited to see what they do here, especially because Florida has something really to fight for in this game. And Billy Napier really wants to make a statement as he is going to keep his job down there and he wants to lead his team to success.
Exactly. Napier said earlier this week that it's important that they hit that reset button where they are right now. And it's all about the next challenge. He said you're either growing or you're dying. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And their attitude this week in practice means a lot, obviously, going into this crucial week. They're one win away from being bowl eligible. Also, this Ole Miss team is way better than they were 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago, Ole Miss blew out a very good South Carolina team, but we know that when Ole Miss is at its best, this is probably one of the best teams in the country. And we've made jokes all year long about Coach Kiffin, whether that be his Twitter or just this coach in general. We all jokes aside, when this team is on, they are on, and Lane Kiffin is definitely locked in on this one.
And with Harris being back, plus the whole team got a bye week, which allowed the full team to rest and recover. Them also coming off that historic win over Georgia. Lane Kiffin finally won in these big moments. We look at some of these coaches and we're like, oh, they can't win in a big moment. Like Brian Kelly couldn't win in a big moment. He needed to beat Alabama. He needed to beat Florida to stay in playoff contention. Couldn't do it. And we said the same thing about Lane Kiffin. He can't win in these big moments. And then he proved everyone wrong in a big moment against Georgia, which pushes his team closer and closer to those playoffs, which is something he's been striving for since he took over that program. So I'm really excited to see these two teams play. They both are fighting for something, very different things, but Florida has a chance to upset Ole Miss this season and take them out of that playoff contention by winning this game. And if they don't win this game, they're gonna have to win their last one in order to go to the bowl game. Um, so it's going to be really interesting to see. Ole Miss, their offense ranks 10th nationally in total offense. They feature a very balanced attack with explosive passing and a powerful ground game. Now, Florida's defense, they've shown a significant improvement last week with 7 sacks and key turnovers against LSU, but they did struggle early in the season, but they're like showing resilience late in the game. So I'm really excited to see how Ole Miss's offense and Florida's defense really match up here.
Yes, I'm excited for this one too because defensively, Florida is giving up roughly 400 yards and about 26 points a game, which is the second worst in the league, um, only to Mississippi State. So They are led by a defensive coordinator, Coach Ron Roberts, and he has a great history of containing Lane Kiffin's offenses rather well. So this is definitely going to be interesting to see. Definitely a big game for both of these coaches in very different ways, but very important. And like we always talk about, we have to see Coach Kiffin, this team rise up in these events like this. They're going to go into this game. They should win this game on paper. This team should win this game. But like we always talk about, can he get it done in these big moments?
Exactly, and I know the Georgia game is the quintessential big moment, as you would say, but a big moment too is actually finishing out
This
your
year.
season
Mhm.
and going to the playoffs. So can he do it or will he get upset in this game? I'm really going to be looking at Florida secondary. It's going to be how well can they perform against Jackson Dart because they were able to shut down LSU in a way. So this is going to be a very, very fun game, in my opinion. I know at the same time, Ohio State and Indiana are going to play. This might be a time to have that multi-view on. I think this is one we definitely want to watch if we're invested in the SEC, which we all are. So I am picking Ole Miss to win, but I think Florida has every opportunity to upset them and their season.
I'm with you on that. I'm excited to see how it goes. Obviously, last weekend there were some very exciting games, different shakeups going on. We are not going to highlight on those, but we are going to mention those two games that we did see. But going forward, there is so much craziness left, and we are both excited. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.